Greetings, Chris Viola here with the April 24th edition of the Perfecting Equilibrium vlog. Today we're continuing our series on building a virtual grad student writer's assistant, which is a locally running on my desktop, as it were, large language model, so-called AI. Last week we got it installed, up and running on my desktop, and you can see it running here. Got it running in Firefox in a single tab. That allows me to see how it's performing, because I always have like 10 million tabs open in my other browsers. And this one I can isolate it where it's the only thing running, and so I can see so far CPU usage has been fairly quiet. It gets up there to 30-40%, but I've never even seen 50%. Never mind any real heavy loads out of it. Memory the same way. Of course, I have a 12-core, 24-thread CPU in this new machine and 64 gigs of RAM, so not surprising. I do think that the older GPU is beginning to slow things down. It does take, seems like, forever for things to get anywhere with this, but that could also be because I'm still configuring it, and me being me, I'm always dashing in to see, oh, let's see what it'll do now, instead of like finishing the configuration. The first thing you have to do after you get it installed and running is you have to pick a model. Now, one of the, I'm sure, tedious things about going through tutorials with me is that I'm a real believer in grinding it out. And so that means I'm going to install things and work it through with a single set of variables, and then I'm going to uninstall it and reinstall it. So before I get to training a model separately, or training, I should say, a large language model separately, I'm going to want to run it on existing known good models to make sure I've got everything configured correctly. So I know what you're thinking. Isn't part of the reason for doing this exercise that we're not using something that's trained on billions and billions of bytes of bad data? Yes, it is, but we're not going to start there. We're going to start with getting one that we know running in a way that we know will work. So when we break it later, we'll know what broke it. So one of the first things you have to do is choose a model and download that, which will take a while, even with a fast connection. So we picked Hugging Face Zephyli Beta because it was the first on the list. At some point, I think I will go through and see how I like the bloke Zephyr or some of these other ones here. But for now, I just want to get things up and running to see how that is. Then we'll download some different models and see how that works. The next thing we need to do with this, for it to have any use at all, is we need to start uploading our own data. This is remarkably simple. You click upload. In this case, I'm going to go to my Pentex Forums columns and simply choose them all the way you would anything else. Say all of those, and let's drag this over here. As you can see, that was that. And just like that, we've added several hundred local documents to it. Now, the thing to understand is that, as you can see here, I guess it's 106 documents that we've added total here, and it's processing them down here. That's nothing in terms of the way of a large language model, but we're looking to see what we can do and how it will add up over time. So we're just about at 5 minutes here. Next week we'll continue configuring this and look deeper into how we can build an AI of our own. I hope you have a great week. Viola out.